What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Late night hype video tonight, man. I'm doing a late video tonight, man. It's late Saturday night, early Sunday morning video. But I had to do this video, man. Just got off watching this video of Terrence Crawford doing a interview with Chris Mannix on the Zone prior to the Maurice Hooker versus Jose Ramirez unification fight at junior welterweight. Man, this was Bud Crawford's coming out of his shell, man. A lot of people saying he wasn't being vocal enough about wanting to make the Errol Spence junior fight, but he came out with a vengeance tonight, man. You know, came out of his shell, man. You know, came out of his shell, man. He basically challenged Errol Spence for saying that you know, I had to clean up my side of the street first. I've got to, you know, fight Sean Porter, beat him, and maybe get the Manny Pacquiao and get his title, beat him, and then I can look to fight you sometime in 2020. You know, Terrence Crawford basically challenged him on that situation, man. He basically said, look, man, that's the first time in boxing I ever heard of somebody saying his side of the street. He said, it ain't no side of the street, basically. He's saying, you know, I got to clear up my side of the street. He said, it ain't about no side of the street. You don't have a side of the street. He says, look, I want to fight the best. He said, you look at all the fighters of the past, they wanted to fight the best. They never talked about, hey, well, I got to clean up my side of the street, and then you got to clean up your side of the street, and then we'll meet later. He said there ain't no such thing as side of the street. That's basically what Terrence Crawford said. So he called out Terrence Crawford, you know, again saying his side of the street. And he basically said it shouldn't be no side of the street. It should be about the best fighting the best. And he said he's willing to do that. They asked him about his prediction on the fight because, you know, him and Jose Ramirez are both on the top rank, you know, and but him and Maurice Hooker are good friends, and he's had Maurice Hooker in some of his camps, you know, before a lot of his fights. He's had him in his camp sparring with him. They're good friends. And as you know, when Maurice Hooker beat Saucedo up in Oklahoma City, Terrence Crawford was at that fight, and he got in the ring and celebrated with Maurice Hooker on that big win over Saucedo. So he's a lot of people, you know, so they asked him who is he riding with. He said, I'm riding with my boy Maurice Hooker, man. You know, he said, I know Jose Ramirez is my stablemate, but I'm riding with Maurice Hooker, man. It's my boy. Unfortunately, Maurice Hooker got knocked out, TKO'd in the 6th round, out on his feet in a very entertaining fight with Jose Ramirez. You know, and that was a good fight, man. Good matchup. And I'll be talking more about that fight probably tomorrow. You know, Eddie Hearn is taking another L, man. Another one of his fighters loses, man. So you know, he's just been a rough couple of days for old Eddie, man. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. But we're talking about Terrence right now in this quick video. But he's calling out calling out Errol Spence for saying he got to clean up his side of the street first. He's basically saying there is no side of the streets. If you want to fight the best, I'm not hard to find. But I would say this, though. Jose Ramirez, with this win here, you know, we'll see if they can get a matchup between him against the winner of Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis. But look, they might, you know, Top Rank might have an opponent for Terrence Crawford. You know, maybe they could be a pay-per-view fight in 2020. If Terrence Crawford don't land the Errol Spence Jr. fight, he's got a guy that, you know, got a big high-profile win. Jose Ramirez got a huge fan base in Fresno, California. They could put that fight on the West Coast, maybe Las Vegas or Los Angeles, and that could possibly be a big pay-per-view fight on the West Coast. You know, you have his fan, and you have the fans traveling over for Omaha, which follow Terrence Crawford. That could be a big fight on the West Coast, like I said, either in L.A. or Las Vegas. So maybe this is a good news tonight on that front for Terrence Crawford, as far as, you know, he's been looking for the big fight with Errol, and I don't see that fight happening no time soon, if at all, due to not only him being on that side of the street, but him after he collects the belts on his side of the street, he you know, Terrence Crawford gonna have to be willing to accept B-side status. You know, maybe if he get maybe a 60-40 split, or maybe even a worse split than that, but he's definitely won't be a 50-50 split. So, you know, Errol Spence will be the clear A side if he collects those belts. You know, beating Sean Porter and Manny Pacquiao. He'll have 3 or 4 major belts. He'll have, you know, probably three pay-per-views to his best on his side to Terrence Crawford's 2, and arguably you know, first one was a success with Mikey Garcia, if he has another successful pay-per-view with Sean Porter, and then he fight Manny Pacquiao, that pay-per-view should do at least 500,000. That'll be a successful pay-per-view too. So that'll be, he'll have that on his side too, with the numbers and economics of the situation and the revenue and what each guy's bringing to the table as far as numbers. Errol Spence would be the clear A side, so that fight wouldn't be 50-50. So it would be interesting to see if Bud Crawford and Bob Arum be willing to accept B side status. We'll see about that. But if they are not coming to agreement, maybe Jose Ramirez could be a fight once he move up. I think I heard him say, like a previous fight, I think before the Zapata fight, that he mentioned that he was having problems making weight, and he didn't know how long he was gonna actually be at junior welterweight. So he might be looking to move up to welterweight. Maybe he takes one more fight. Maybe he looks to the winner of Prograis, Josh Taylor winner, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor winner. He try to get that winner, and then if he wins that fight, then move up. And that possibly be a big fight between him and Terrence Bud Crawford next year, 2020. Like I say, on the West Coast. Again in LA or Las Vegas. Just my 2 cents on it. Man. And on the situation. Again, Terrence Crawford calls out Errol the True Spence, saying there is no side of the street. If you want to fight the best, you want to fight the best. Look at the fighters of yesteryear. You never heard them saying anything about your side of the street, my side. I had to clean up my side of the street and bringing up streets and stuff like that. It's all about the best fighting the best. Another thing he said, look at the fight tonight. You got Ramirez, he's with Top Rank and ESPN, and you got Hooker, who's with Eddie Hearn and The Zone, and they were able to come together and make a unification fight. So that's another thing Bud brought up. So he said, so it ain't about no side of the streets. If you want to fight the best, if you want to fight the best and prove you're the best, the fight can happen. It's not about what side of the street you're on. The best want to fight the fight. If you want to make the, like I said, if you want to fight the best fighters, best competition, you can make them fights happen. It don't have anything to do with your side of the street and my side of the street. It don't have nothing to do with if you're on this particular network and I'm on this particular network. If both fighters want to fight, the fight will happen. So that's what Bud Crawford said tonight. He's come out of his shell. He need to be doing more vocal interviews like that, trying to call out Errol Spence and putting the pressure on Errol Spence to make that fight. And we'll see what happens, man. Like I say, Errol the True Spence has a blueprint of what he wants to do. He's got his plan already mapped out. He already told you guys the route he want to go, right? Like I said, he got Sean Porter coming up September 28th, and then after that he's looking to fight Manny Pacquiao. If he can't get that fight, then he might look to maybe a Danny Garcia fight. If not, then he'll probably look to fight Crawford. But I think he's looking to fight Pacquiao after that. But if Pacquiao, and that's another thing I heard tonight, man. They asked Floyd Mayweather after the Davis fight between New Year. Davis stopped him in the second round. They asked him about is he going to come out of retirement. He say you never know, man. You never know. Only time will tell. He didn't say no, I'm retired like he had been saying previously. He said, you never know, and time will tell. When they asked him, was he going to come out of retirement? When they asked Floyd Mayweather Jr., was he going to come out of retirement? It was Jim Gray. Jim Gray asked him, are you going to come out of retirement? He said, you never know, time will tell. So it looks like to me it might have some, where there's smoke, there's fire. It look like that fight could happen. I had my doubts about that fight happening, especially if Floyd don't take a tune-up. He just jump in and fight Pacquiao, who's been active, who looked good his last fight, and you haven't fought since you fought Berto in 2017. That's basically 2.5 years ago. I think it was May of 2017, basically 2.5 years ago. That's the last time you fought, and you're gonna jump in and fight Pacquiao without a tune-up. Hey, they say Jeff Mayweather say he's been in the gym. He's been sparring and stuff like that. He stays in tip-top shape. So maybe he thinks he can. And Jeff Mayweather say he can beat Pacquiao now. He can jump in there and fight Pacquiao and beat him now. So, like I said, in my opinion, he needs to take a tune-up. But if he jumps right in there, that'll make it more intriguing, man, and it'll make it more of a true 50-50 fight. And JB Sports likes those 50-50 fights. That's what I'm all about. I like the fights that you can make a case for both guys winning. I don't like mismatches, man. I don't even do videos on mismatch fights. It's got to be a fight that you can make a case for both guys winning without people laughing in your face. Both guys have a legitimate chance of winning. So we'll see what happens, man. But again, Terrence Crawford Terrence Bud Crawford calls out Errol the true Spence and says there is no side of the street. If both fighters want to fight, the fight can happen. And that's what it is. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.